I am in San Pedro, California, and because it's a nice day, I decided to go all the way down to the ocean, because it's always nice to see water. It is a little windy, but I will try my best to capture this beautiful area. You are looking at Palos Verdes Peninsula, and that's located southwest of Los Angeles. And the park here is the Point Fermin Park, and it's a nice one, right by the water, and we are higher up, and you can actually bring your snack, you sit down, and it's a perfect place for families. Even though we are very close to the ocean, we are still far from it. And when I say that, I mean we have these cliffs, and we can't really go down to the water. But it doesn't matter, because what we have here is the historic lighthouse. This is really a nice and very different lighthouse than I've seen before. It looks like somebody's home. And if you just take a quick look at this magic lighthouse here, you would say, nah, it looks like a regular home, but suddenly you see this tower and you could possibly agree, yeah, kind of, it looks like a lighthouse after all. How cute is this? They put up a white fence, and I'm sure you can go in here actually. Somebody's sitting in there, they have some benches. Beautiful, beautiful garden here. Lots of flowers. Like this one, see the pink. We have more here. So in one way, it's a very romantic lighthouse. It was built in 1874, and in 1941 they decided to shut it down, because after the attack on Pearl Harbor, they were afraid that the enemy would come here and find land because of this lighthouse. So basically it was shut in the middle of the Second World War, never to come back to life again, I guess. And the water is, like I said before, not far from here. This is the back side of this property. They have another house, maybe a utility house. They had some equipment in there. And I also guess that in the beginning of this, when they built this, somebody lived in the house, the keeper of the light. This building, you can rent that for events like weddings, birthday parties, things like that. So let's go a little closer. If you decide to rent this one, they will give you a stage as well, and you can you know, do some music, you can perform, you maybe a theater. It's a beautiful place, and your audience will sit right in front of you. Yeah, we have a few benches here. Let's see if there is anything else on the back side. Nah, it looks kind of dead, except the park itself, of course, which is very nice. As you can see, these cliffs are really, really tall. It would be fun to be down there, but I don't know how to really make that happen unless you have a boat. And that could be dangerous too. And these signs will remind you, please don't go down there. It's very dangerous, slippery, steep drops. Yeah, many people have died out here. And I will show you a location here in 150 yards. What I mean by that. We see some people going under the fence. And what they have on the other side here is something called the Sunken City. It's like the Atlantis, a city that disappeared in the ocean. And that's exactly what happened here in 1929. And I'm on the wrong side of the fence, so maybe I can find a way in myself. People have died here, by the way. Lots of people, not one, not two, maybe 10, maybe more, I don't know. Welcome to the Sunken City. Well, of course, there is not much left except a few pieces of concrete and graffiti. And a couple of trees they painted in a blue color. And from here you can actually see the real Sunken City, and it looks sunken too. It's way down there, it's all gone, and all of the land up here just washed out in the Pacific Ocean. We have some asphalt left from the early 1900s, and people have used that to to tag, to write messages, use different colors, maybe as a memory, or maybe just for fun. I mean, I don't know. Wow. And the edge here looks really, really unsafe. This is what could happen. One day, this area is all gone. After a winter storm, something like that. And we still have pipes in the ground. You see one there sticking out. It looks like a pipe. And you have some buildings here, I guess. And that's also gone. And lots of trash. Lots of former spray paint, I guess, because look at all the concrete here. It's full of graffiti. It must have been a real catastrophe when it happened. I don't really know the history behind it, how many people died and so on. So, well, but you can tell many people lost what they had, because you have so much concrete here, so they must have had a lot of buildings on the bluff, and now it's all gone. Every slab and every rock is painted. It's very interesting to see all this. And who knew they had this? I didn't even know this existed a few days ago. And do you think this one is stable? I'm telling you, the next time we have an earthquake, this is coming down. Because if you look very carefully here, we have layers and layers and layers of some loose rocks here. I'm not sure if this is sandstone or very similar, but you can tell this is going to be coming down, and it will end up down there. I see more people coming in. It looks like they are climbing the fence, It's a high fence though, so I wouldn't recommend it. They made it high, so it would be hard at least to go in here, but if you really look around you can find your way in. And these are the remaining slabs we have, and they used all colors in the rainbow when they painted all this. I will do one more stop and then it's time for me to continue my journey. It's kind of scary to look down. But I have to be brave to be able to show you guys what I'm seeing right now. I think I need to go back up here. Maybe this is the best way to go. And it looks like some kind of walkway from the past. People like to sit and relax and enjoy this beautiful view. Yeah, you can't really complain about the view. It's just the very best. And when it collapsed, it created almost like a canyon, a secret canyon down by the water. I let the camera roll while I'm walking up. This is Gaffey Street, and if you follow this one, say 25 minutes to 30 minutes depending on traffic, you will be straight up in downtown Los Angeles. But the freeway ends just by the beginning of San Pedro, and then you have Gaffey Street down to the park here. This is the historic Cabrillo Beach. It's kind of empty now because we are out of season and it's late in the afternoon, so nobody is really hanging out on the beach. I see some windsurfers though. The wind is picking up, so it will be a perfect day for those guys. And as you can see, it's a wide beach, lots of sand. And in the background you have the Port of Los Angeles, the terminal area. I'm just thinking, what is the water quality here? Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't really go out and do too much swimming in the ocean. Lots of oil production in the background and dirty stuff. But the beach is nice, there is no doubt about that. Before you even reach the beach, you will see this statue when you pay for your parking. And they grab your money on the way in, by the way. And this is a statue of Juan Rodriguez Cabrillo, one of the first guys going up the coast of California. And today we see a lot of trucks. They are preparing for an event. Big trucks. I'm not sure what they are doing, but anyway. If you need to rent a nice building for your birthday party or whatever you're doing, this could be the one. It's literally on the beach. And this would be the view. If you care to go out and leave the bar behind you, then you see this. So the whole thing is very, very nice. And I'm down on the beach, so I can give you maybe a better, more natural view of this beautiful building. But the sun is getting really low, so I better hurry up. We have a different looking lifeguard tower. It's pretty big. And I'm guessing this is the main tower because they have these smaller blue ones in the background. But because we are off season, that's all up from the sand. So what we have left is this one. I think I found the staging area for these windsurfers. They have a lot of equipment and they have these sails they need to attach to a board, and then they need to jump up on the board. And we have many of these guys out in this area. Lots of seagulls wherever you go as well, and they keep you company, trust me. And if you throw out some food, they will come and pick it up right away, because these guys are hungry all the time. Because of the wind, I had to hide behind the lifeguard tower so I can show you this original stone jetty built in the early 1900s. Right next to it you have a fishing pier, and it goes out a few hundred yards, I believe. And the cruise ship, I'm not sure where it's going, but I'm guessing it will pass Honolulu. Why not? Because that's the next stop. If you go from here 2,400 miles, something like that, out in the ocean, you will be in Honolulu. But right now we are looking at the port of Los Angeles and Long Beach. By the way, you are not allowed to walk out on this jetty. That's a no-no. I wish we could, but I guess we can't. So this will be my last view. Time to go back. I hope you enjoyed this video.